A couple of weeks ago, I started to read 20 pages of a book per day, and it's changing my life. I was inspired to start consistently reading after watching Elisha Long videos about the topic, and if you guys are not watching Elisha Long, you are missing out, trust me.
Kaizen. Kaizen.
You are also missing out if you're not reading daily, so let's talk about how developing this reading habit is going to benefit your life. In today's world, we are always rushing everywhere. We have to work, then do this task, then we bump out to some fast music, then we drink some coffee, and we do it again and again until burning out. Don't get me wrong though, coffee is awesome, but this hustle mentality isn't. So what's the solution? To slow down. There are a couple of ways you can do it. You can physically slow down, that is when you just take a deep breath and begin your work or do anything with a slower pace. There's regular meditation when you just sit down and focus on your breath. But if you're not a fan of this type of slowing down, there is another alternative: reading. Try this tomorrow morning. After you wake up, don't check your phone, don't turn on your computer or TV in the background, just sit down and read for like 20 minutes. You will be surprised how this little moment of stillness will impact your whole day. And notice how I'm saying to do this for 20 minutes or so, because you don't need to sit down and read all 20 pages in just one session. You can do it however you like, but make a goal to read those 20 pages a day. In my opinion and experience, reading is just better than meditation because you slow down, maybe not as much as with regular meditation, but you let your brain rest in a similar way. Also, reading is more productive and inspiring. After you read, you just have more ideas, especially if you read self-improvement or philosophy books that you're interested in, and this can inspire you and motivate you for the rest of the day or even longer. And this is actually the second benefit: you improve. It's very simple. Reading will make you improve. Philosophy, science, and self-development books are probably the best in terms of learning something specific, but you can also better yourself by just doing the act of reading itself. When you sit down and read, if you're not a regular reader like myself, it takes discipline and it teaches you to focus on something that is not like a video game or a movie or something that has a lot of stimuli, a lot of that instant gratification. Again, it makes you slow down. And when you're done reading those 20 pages for the day, you just feel more mentally rested and proud of yourself. And this feeling can be compared to when you come back from the gym or any other training session, as then you feel good because you worked out. So like with any activity that gives you resistance, if you just force yourself to sit down and do the activity, at the end you overcome this obstacle and get the benefits. And the same principle applies here. Also, you must be consistent. Reading 20 pages a day is a habit that you have to form. And how do you form habits? Well, just by repeating them every day. When you consistently do the activity, there then comes a time when you actually don't need the inspiration or motivation to just sit down and do the activity. Then becomes a habit. And what I found with reading is that it's such a beneficial way to spend your time that it didn't take me months in order to develop this habit. As I mentioned, I started reading a couple of weeks ago, and I think it took like 1 week for me to form this habit that I just don't need to force myself to sit down and to actually when I just read those 20 pages per day now, it's not that I stop at the 20 page per day milestone. I just sometimes just keep reading more and more. Another thing that is really important is to track the days when you read. I have my improvement journal where I track various habits in my life, and I really believe that this journal plays a big role in my consistency with this habit, and I think you would benefit from it as well. If you want to learn more about how I organize everything in the journal, you can check out my last video on the topic, but essentially you just write the habit to read 20 pages followed by a day blank and then a box for you to check when you finish reading. So hopefully I've convinced you to start reading, as I really believe that it's going to be one of those habits that will have a huge impact on your life. And if you're actually wondering what I'm reading right now, I'm reading How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, if I pronounce that correctly. And it's a really awesome book. I really recommend it. And another book that I recommend is Deep Work by Cal Newport. And I actually discussed this book in my last video, so you can check it out. But if you want to find out what other books I've read in the past and that I also recommend. There's going to be a pinned comment on this video down below, and I'll list all the books that I recommend so you can check it out. And also don't hesitate to share your books, the books that you're reading right now, or maybe the books you're planning to read. If you've enjoyed this video and found it informative and useful, please leave a like, as that really helps out my channel. And if you want, you can subscribe for more weekly self-improvement content. Also, if you want, you can support this channel both on Patreon and PayPal, and all the help is really appreciated, guys. That's pretty much it. So thank you for watching this video and stay on your journey.